Good afternoon, guys. It's Angie, and I'm back here on Monday with a video for you. And sorry I've not been on for a few days again. I went camping this weekend with Scouts, and you are looking at my little Ava, the baby that I dressed in the last video. I just wanted to show you a little bit of my progress on my going to be doll room. My son still has some of his things in here, so I'm allowed, I told him he could store some of his things here until he wants to take them, so we're just using the space that we have. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you some of the things that I have. So I just bought this little basket off Amazon. I like the way it looks when people do changing videos in them. So we have that. And this is on a dresser. This is my son's dresser. I will be able to use the drawers because there's no clothes in them. But yeah, so and then over here, I have my two vintage formula cans. So this one is called SMA. It just says a food specifically prepared for infant feeding. And on top it just looks like this. And then the one on the bottom, it just says cow and gate milk food, full cream, the food of royal babies. So that is that one. And then I just have this little box that does have nipples in it of the, I think it's Dabble anti-colic nipples, which are vintage. And then over here, I have a vintage scale. And I was super excited when I found that. So I found that at a thrift store. I found those at a antique store. And I have some other vintage nipples in this baggie down here. And then I have my little Liam sitting in this vintage toy. It has a handle, and it looks like this, and it has wheels, and you can push them around in it. And then over on this side of the dresser, I have a vintage baby book. Super cute. And a couple vintage bottles. That's my Pyrex. And that nipple is hard, so you can't take it on and off. And then this right here is my Hygeia. I've shown it before. And then this is a vintage English breast pump. And it says United States Rubber Company. So it is glass and the bulb is rubber. So it just looks like this. And that I found also at an antique store. And then over here, I've been trying to organize my bottle collection. So this is my bottle collection. I have mostly like vintage / antique on the top two shelves and some up here as well. There's my dog. And then the rest of them are kind of down in the bottom. I can just show you a few of them real quick. These three right here, they're called pap feeders. They were used either for babies or sick people. And they would make, I can't remember what they used. It's been a long time since I've looked into this, but they would make what they called pap. And then they would feed it to the babies or people that are sick. I have that little vintage teddy bear bottle. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet, but I want to do something with it. I thought about maybe throwing some, like putting a bunch of pacifiers in there maybe. This is a vintage Tommy Tippy sippy cup. It has like the rounded bottle so it doesn't, or round bottom so it doesn't tip. And I can go over all my vintage bottles at some point if you want me to. Obviously that one in the very back is not vintage, but yeah, all my vintage bottles, a bunch of Playtex bottles, other random bottles, down here even, and in here. So that's that. This is my son's shelf. I'm just using it right now. I would like to get something different, but it's working for now. And then on the bed, I just have a few dolls. So I have those guys, my one Paradise Gallery baby back there, my vintage, I think he's Jesmar baby doll I had as a kid. And I have this other Reborn down here. Everybody seems to like her too. She's my daughter's doll that she just doesn't want right now, but she may at some point. And there's the little caddy that the little basket came with, and this is just a cute little vintage blanket that I got at a thrift store. So that's everything I have right now. It's an unfinished room. We're in the basement. I mean, it's mostly finished, but it still needs some things. We need to put trim down around the floors. And then this little area right here is going to be a little desk. I want to use some kind of live edge wood for the desk. And then it's going to have a bunch of shelves going up to the top. And then this is the closet. Has some of my son's stuff, but we have the doors for it. I need to figure out what kind of wood I want to use over here, and I think I would like stain the doors. They're solid wood. I want to stain them to kind of match the coloring of what I want over here. So yeah, so this is the room. It's not very big, but it has an egress window behind the curtain there. And this was just put together because my son didn't want to share a room with his brother. And so we started making this, or made this room down here for him, and just have not got to finishing it yet. But it's livable. It's definitely livable. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little different, showing you some of my vintage things that I love to collect. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.